We were pretty famous back in high school. Trust us!
Had a whole future ahead of us, but now we suck.
All that potential now is flowing in the aqueducts.
Through the sands of time, many did forget.
But now our time has come to resurrect. But a podcast?
Sad I know, but can you blame us?
We are desperate to be much more than high school famous.
And here we are, once again. Well, Sean is hiding. Oh, there he is.
I'm back.
Hi. Hello, and welcome to High School Famous, the podcast.
I have one. Do you want me to read it off?
You just weren't saying anything, so I thought maybe you were.
I didn't know if you were going to jump in with your own today.
I had nothing, dude. No. As much as I was pushing for us to record early, I'm not prepared.
Well, I think this calls for a celebration. I don't know why I said that.
Yeah.
So, intro underway. Hello and welcome to High School Famous, the podcast created by historically significant quails for historically significant quails. I am Sean.
I'm Matt. That's a super specific. So that's super specific. Historically accurate?
Historically significant.
Significant.
Quails.
I don't know why I thought accurate.
Yeah, you can't accuse a living being of being historically. Well, I mean, if they get a lot of things wrong, I guess they're historically inaccurate with what they think, but they themselves are probably not historically inaccurate as beings.
True. So historically relevant. Is that what you said? I'm now I'm questioning if I'm just adding different words. What did you say again?
I said, you want me to just do it again? The whole thing?
No.
Hello. And welcome to High School Famous, the podcast created by historically significant quails.
Significant.
For historically significant quails. I am Sean.
Oh, you don't have to do that part again.
I didn't know how much I had to do.
I'm not going to cut any of it out.
I know, but I clearly, to make sure
I knew who you were.
Well,
I knew that
part. Know. I don't know anymore. I can't assume. I'm going to assume you know nothing, and so I have to start from the beginning. So you have it all.
I guess. There's something. Hold on. All right. Yeah. So historically significant. I have no idea why I forgot again. I completely and utterly forgot immediately again.
I don't know why.
Historically significant quails. So made for them and by them. So basically, does that mean is this for anyone now? Like if they're are they
significant quails? Historically significant quails is who it is for.
Right.
In case you can't tell, Matt, this is a play on the old "for the people, or by the people, for the people" line. But instead of people, I just swapped it out with historically significant quails. So that's who this podcast is made by and for. So it's for historically significant quails. Are you asking, are there any historically significant quails?
Still in existence. Still living. I could listen to this.
This podcast is being made by someone, presumably historically significant quails, which means there are historically significant quails that this is for. It's for at least the makers.
Right.
If not additional historically significant quails.
So are you saying we are historically significant quails, or that we are being led to make this by these historically significant quails?
Are you claiming to be a historically significant quail?
Not. I don't claim to be anything.
Then we will probably have to say that we are being commissioned to host this show for the producers of the show, which would be historically significant quails.
Gotcha. Never in my life had I ever thought that somebody would have said the sentence historically significant quails so many times in a row.
Let alone at all, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's a possibility that you are the first person to have ever said historically significant quails.
There's a good probability of that. I would not give it a 100% guarantee because I imagine maybe in the colonial times, this could have easily been said. Do you agree?
Why in the colonial times versus any other time? Why would they have said that then.
I know. I feel like there was a bigger, heavier focus on birds at that time. You know, the choosing of the national bird, the choosing of all the state birds. You know, maybe
sure.
Is the quail the state bird of any state? Do you think?
Possibly. I mean, there's definitely. I mean, I can look it up.
Look it up.
And
do you know? You probably know
California. California quail.
So the state bird of California is the quail.
Apparently.
So
I just put quail state
maybe
bird.
Out in old.
Actually, I put quail state burl. But yes, California.
All right. I'm looking at the keyboard now, and the D and the L are nowhere near each other.
Don't know. I might have hit something else, and it auto-corrected it to burl.
Is burl a word? B-I-R-L?
I don't know. I think B-U-R-L, burl is a word, but I don't know if B-I-R-L is. Because Google was telling me, did you mean bird?
But did you type
I don't know what I did.
B-I-R-L? No, but
I must
you can see what you... Well, okay. So it was B-I-R-L.
That's what was there.
What you put in. Right. That's all I'm getting at. So, yes.
Don't know how I hit L instead of D.
I don't
Sean,
either.
You know what?
The thing that... What?
I think it's time for some bad news.
Is it really? Are you serious?
So if you can go ahead and open Sean's news folder.
Oh, wow. I need to navigate my way to there. Hold on.
Yep. So I will give you a little story about this before you read it, and as you're getting to it, through watching various things on YouTube and stuff, I found out about this fantastic program that is an AI that if you give it a little prompt, it will write a story for you. So I said, I wanted to try this out. Okay. So what I did was I took the very first bad news I wrote for you, and I took the opening 2 sentences from that.
Yeah.
And then I let it write a story. And it was pretty great. So I had to use it.
Wow. Okay. So I need to go to the Sean's news folder.
Yep. It's going to be, it's just titled 5/14/2022.
So this is proof positive. Anyone who may have doubted whether or not these were pre-read before recording, I think this should solidify any it should alleviate anyone of any doubts as to whether or not this was actually read for the first time during recording. This example here, because I'm didn't even know it existed. I'm having to open up an old tab I haven't opened up in months. All right. Hey, I guess let me fill you guys in on what's going on with my news.
Some bad news.
Hang on, I'm gonna split screen it here. Pop up, exciting.
So the first 2 sentences are on their own line. Everything after that, this AI wrote. I did not add anything.
Now, I'm guessing you read it. You obviously read it.
Yes.
Okay, so let me see. All right. Hello, all you beautiful meat sacks. It is I, Sean, everyone's favorite obstacle. End of previous news.
Yep.
Now we're all into the AI magic here.
All AI after that.
I wish to address my failure to stop the invasion of Mars. You see, I had my sights set on the sinister and mysterious domination of Mars, and I had a great path to follow. I followed the pipeline all the way to their doorsteps. But now, the Martians, I guess. But now they are here, and they know what I had on my mind, and they know that they know what I've done. For now, I must relinquish my hold over Mars. They know what they know. Okay. And they know that they know what I've done.
Yep.
For now, I must relinquish my hold over Mars and wait for the inevitable invasion. Will the I.A.C.K.R.F take over? Or will the Martians push us out? No one knows. Anyways, this time I'm rethinking the strategy. The world needs more tortoise-style me. I'll go to the Medaglia Mountains and hide like a tortoise. And you know the brand new army I am developing. They are going to be good. I'm going to push them hard, and I'm going to lose a lot of fights. This is going to hurt, but it will be worth it. It will, as I tell you now, be worth every bit of trouble I get into. And I'm telling you again, you can't stop the invasion. You can't stop me. I'll see you at the bell tower and look forward to seeing you there. I must go now, as I must remain hidden from Mars. Click here for the next installment of Sean.
That last sentence, why did it put that there? Click here.
I don't know. Click here for the next installment. Okay, Matt.
So
I don't know if I should say this or not. But I'm going to say it. This may be your best bad news yet.
I mean, the thing is having an AI write it for you. It does stuff that
amazing.
I would have never thought of a Mars invasion or tortoise style you.
No, I mean, this is incredible.
Sean.
I'm really curious what the I.A.C.K.R.F is.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. What is it?
Oh, I see. Well, it's the international.
It's in your news. What is it?
It's clearly the international advancement of creatures kniving real fast.
They might take over.
They might, yeah. It depends on how fast they knife. But if they consistently knife real fast, they are. Yes.
So I just texted you. The link to that program.
Gotcha.
To that AI.
Well, this might be a rebirth.
We could possibly have some fun with it. Well, it might rebirth bad news. So there's you get so many characters a week to play with that. So I've exhausted my characters at this point.
Oh, I see.
Because I have a few more stories that we can either read. We can read a couple other stories I have, or we could make some right here, right now, using
like if
either unused. Yeah, like we could use either unused episode titles as possible prompts, or just other things.
I mean, how many? So you said you
have fun doing.
You said you have a couple other stories you've made.
I have a couple other stories that I have. There's another folder there. If you go back to a folder lovingly titled AI Stories.
Lovingly.
Yep.
All right.
There's one that's untitled document that was just. So skip the one that's called untitled document, because that is a prompt that I want to use that I couldn't use yet. But there's one called first story, which is the first thing I attempted to do, and then cookie. First story is I wanted to try to do people will write like fan fictions, sexy fan fictions, erotic fan fictions.
Yeah.
So I wanted to see what this thing would do if I typed in something that could be like write an erotic story.
All right. So are you going to read this one?
So, you know what? I've read them, so I want you to read them because it'll be a fresh take on it. So go with first story. I highlighted what I put in.
Okay. So I will let everyone know when Matt's input has ended and when the AI is running amok. Okay. He could tell from the look in her eyes how moist she was. His throbbing unit was quivering with anticipation at the thought of making home inside of her. End of Matt's typing. So Matt, everyone out there.
Yeah, I tried to make it as gross as possible.
Conjured up that. Yeah, Matt's brain conjured up that disaster there.
I could have gotten.
He started
worse.
to kiss and okay, AI portion now. He started to kiss and stroke her face and neck. She could feel his desire for her and responded by laying on top of him. Why do you do this?
Why did what? Why did I do this?
Anyway, yeah. The last time you had me read something really filthy was when my son was here too. So really great on you.
Yeah, that's what. Do you want me to take over? You said your son was upstairs playing Xbox.
He's upstairs, but I don't really know. Anyway, go on. He probably can't hear me.
Just don't scream the.
Yeah,
just don't scream the words.
Well, I want to make it exciting, but no, I'll have to just subdue. I'll have to
emphasis on the very dirty words.
Yeah,
just whisper the dirty words. Just whisper the dirty words because it would be funnier.
Yeah. Well, I'll just I'll just bring it down a little bit here. Okay. I'll start over with the AI portion.
Yeah, make it sexy.
Yeah. He started to kiss and stroke her face and neck. She could feel his desire for her and responded by laying on top of him. He slid his cock inside her and sat her down on his waiting member. They began to make love. What?
How does he do one after the other? How can he slide his cock inside of her and then sit her down on it?
Yeah. This AI is stupid.
Yeah, stupid AI.
Stupid
Story
AI.
ruined.
Yeah. Delete this file. Okay. All right. They began to make love right there. They didn't relocate first. No, I added that.
He sat her down, then they got up and moved.
Yeah. She shivered from the temperature of the water and the touch of his member inside. Oh, come on.
I know. It went with a very filthy word here.
Yeah. Inside her cunt.
Yeah.
His cock seemed to enjoy the hot water on it as it repeatedly bounced up and down. This is
I know, it's fucked. It gets weird at the end. Just
you see, everyone.
That's why I said whisper the
Matt
dirty
has no
words.
children, so he doesn't care. This doesn't affect him at all.
I'll take over. I'll take over.
Yes, take over. Take over.
Okay. His cock seemed to enjoy the hot water as it repeatedly bounced up and down her cunt. He began to hit her very hard with his pelvis.
Hold on. Watch it not be so bad after this. Watch it be okay after that.
Really sweet. Sentences. It gets really sweet and gentle after this.
He bought her flowers.
Yeah. He began to hit her very hard with his pelvis as his cock all at once until he felt that wait, I'm losing my spot. Hold on. He felt that he was about to come. Spelt C-O-M-E, by the way.
Yeah. Well, no AI is going to be that
stupid
dirty.
AI. Yeah. It'll say cunt, just not. She knew what was about to happen and squeezed her pussy muscles on his shaft. This caused him to shoot his sperm all over her stomach and up inside her pussy, both at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
She was screaming with the feeling of release from her muscles and clit. Her orgasm seemed to go on forever. She rested her head upon his chest and remained there for a while. Then she leaned down and kissed him. When they got out of the bath, they dried off and went into the living room to make love once again.
Sure.
One of them fell asleep first. And in his sleep, he pulled her into his arms and hugged her very tight. They slept in each other's arms that way until his bladder woke him.
I mean, for AI, right? It has the biology down pretty well.
Yeah.
Pretty well.
They got up and went to the bathroom. Now here's where it gets saucy. The second guy came into the bathroom while she was brushing her teeth. He took her in his arms and kissed her while his hard-on penetrated into her cunt. After a couple of minutes, he started to come to orgasm. He withdrew his cock out of her. After she finished brushing her teeth...
Well, maybe they've been together for a while, and this type of situation can play out this way.
Yeah,
she's not going to let it interrupt her getting ready for the morning.
This is now, according to this story, this is her third time making love. Right. Once in the bathtub, once on the couch, I believe, and then now in the bathroom again
with a second gentleman now.
Yeah, with a second gentleman. After she finished brushing her teeth, she came back into the bedroom and got in bed with the first guy, and they slept off the effects of the sex. Fucking love that sentence.
They slept off the effects
of the sex.
That's pretty good.
She woke up first this time. She got up and went into the kitchen to make breakfast for all of them. They ate in the living room. The boys took showers while she waited outside.
Wow. Huh.
That was that story.
Quite the modern throuple? I guess you'd call that a throuple.
Yeah. Now you can read the next one called Cookie. This one took a really weird turn.
Okay.
But it's not like
Cookie.
There's nothing filthy in it. Yeah.
All right.
So, yeah.
All right. So here's the first sentence. Here's the first. So here it goes. How dare you? What makes you think you could eat the last cookie? End of Matt input. AI take over now. Who knows what kind of illnesses that cookie is carrying? It might contain arsenic, and it could have been over there all day, and you're going to eat it.
That's what they're worried about. That cookie's been sitting out all day.
Yeah.
And also might have arsenic on it.
Yeah. What period, the period, heck period? Are you even trying? Question mark. Do you know that those are hubby's cookies? Not just anybody gets to eat them. Okay, they might have arsenic, but they're hubby's cookies. Oh, yeah. I think I know what's going on here.
He's got an immunity to arsenic, so it's fine.
Oh, I see.
And he likes his cookies to sit out all day.
Oh, you're not thinking this is someone trying to poison their husband?
No, I'm just joking. Oh, that's where you're going with it? I didn't even think about that. Oh, okay.
Well, yeah. No, you don't eat those. Right. Those are hubby's cookies. There's arsenic inside. And they've been out all day.
This person's mad. You're a jerk for eating those poison cookies that were meant for my husband.
Yeah. I had to make them look delicious. Otherwise, he'd be on to me. You're a jerk. Get out of here. Don't go near the cookie monster. Dear Heavenly Father, I'm waiting on you. No, really, I am. I'm waiting for that miracle for a number of reasons. Are you mouthing the story as I'm reading it?
I don't think I am.
Your mouth was moving because a bit syncopated with mine.
I'm just gonna cover my mouth so you can't see it.
Or you could just refrain from mouthing the words of the story.
That's also an option.
Yeah. Let's see. Really, I'm waiting for that miracle for a number of reasons. I'm waiting because I want that child so badly. I just want that baby. The baby that was ripped from my womb after I waited a long and lonely 11 days of what? The baby that was allowed to have for just a moment while they finished the testing. Mm-hmm. The baby that I was told was too far gone. I'm waiting because I have prayed and prayed and prayed. This took a strange turn. There's nothing about cookies anymore.
It took a crazy turn. That's the only reason I put it in, because I'm just like, this went off the rails.
As I'm getting in the middle of all this praying, and I'm like, we're completely off the cookies.
What happened to the cookies?
Yeah. Prayed for it. I know it's the right thing to do, but I just can't help myself. I know it's the right thing to do, but I just can't help myself. Anyway. I know that I'm supposed to pray for a miracle for this baby, but I have prayed that God will let me hold him in my arms. As much as I love all of my children, I ache to hold this baby. I'm waiting because I need your help. I need you to guide my path. I need you to bring this child to me.
Maybe the child's name is Cookie?
That concludes the cookie story.
I have no clue. That one got so weird, dude.
Yeah, there's a pivot. So, those are hubby's cookies. Not just anybody gets to eat them. You're a jerk. Get out of here. Don't go near the cookie monster. And then it goes, Dear Heavenly Father, I'm waiting on you. Yeah. And that's when it switches over to...
It was it was a completely different thought.
Yeah. Totally different. Don't go near the cookie monster. And then it goes into, I'm praying for this baby.
Yeah. Just completely the AI isn't flawless, apparently. It's got a lot to learn still.
You know what? When you first mentioned this, you know what popped in my head right away?
What's that?
That Batman story that you read.
Yeah.
You think you said that this was made by having something watch thousands of hours of Batman movies.
Which isn't really true, but yeah.
I bet you they just plopped something into something like this and it made the rest of the Batman story.
That's a possibility.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Because I think with this program too, if we play with it a little bit, you'll put in a prompt, it'll give you a little bit, then you can generate more and it'll keep going. So there's a possibility that they wrote something, because the thing is the AI knows some stuff. So the stuff I saw that brought me to this was some people were doing Sonic fan fiction using it.
Yeah.
And somebody literally wrote just Sonic was blah, 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 blah. And then later it talked about the hedgehog did that. It knew that Sonic was a hedgehog. Okay. The AI had learned enough at that point that Sonic is a hedgehog, and then brought up Eggman out of nowhere. So it knows, it has learned things. So the more you input into it, I think the more it learns how to structure stuff, and it knows what goes with what. So there's a possibility this person just typed in a little sentence of Batman, blah, 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 and it immediately is the Joker and Two-Face
because of what it had
because
been
it just knows. Yeah, it knows Batman is related to these other things and stuff like that, so it can pull stuff together. I mean, the AI clearly knows about
certain
SIDS.
Yep. What?
I mean, that's what I got out of that baby story. Was the baby was too far gone? Like, might have been SIDS.
It could have been.
Yeah. I mean, I can't. I mean, you could type in "was that story about SIDS" to that AI and see what it says.
Yeah, that's a good test.
That's a good waste of characters.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that right now.
So, what do you think of AI generated stories? Do you want to try one?
Well, yeah, it's awesome. Oh, you want me to try one now?
Well, you know what you could do? Enter your intro from today into it.
Oh yeah,
and see what it says.
Oh wait, where is it? Da 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 da. Why isn't it the top thing? Da da da.
I mean, we could create intros using this thing, and clearly we can bring back bad news.
Bad news for sure. Intros, it might be too much because you have to input something for it to start generating AI. So okay, generate.
You could
text,
You could literally put "Welcome to High School Famous," the podcast, and then see what it does.
Okay, so I hit generate text and then I start doing that.
You type that in first. Type it in first at the top.
Oh, then do generate text.
And then do generate text.
Stop. Oh my God. Okay, I just hit generate text with nothing there and it started.
Oh, it's going to go for a while. Yeah. It'll just make up its own story then.
So should I read what it just did now without any input?
No, because it'll probably be coherent.
So now, you know how quickly it went? I'm already at 9801 out of 10,000 weekly free characters. So I've got under 200 characters left.
No, that's how many you have left.
Oh, okay.
No, I thought I used what it used. No.
Well, because it did a lot of like double spacing and all this other stuff. So I don't know if it was counting all this.
I don't think the spacing counts. I think it's, I don't know.
Welcome to High School Famous, the podcast that generate. How long should I make it?
Well, if it's an intro, probably just one run, but it tends to stop in the middle of a sentence.
Oh, I'll just let it play for like a little bit. Okay. And then I'll hit stop after.
It stops on its own.
Oh, it does.
It'll only generate so much. And you have to hit generate again to have it keep going.
Oh, well, I just hit stop in the middle of a thing. So we'll see.
That's fine.
Welcome to High School Famous, the podcast that bled the blue bloods in college football until they poured out buckets of tears over another loss, has now worked its way into a form of entertainment in which NFL teams and agents are, and that's where I stopped it.
Wow, that could have ended at a chunk a little bit before that, and it would have been like a very weird,
like
the buckets of tears famous, or whatever it is.
The podcast that bled the blue bloods in college football until they poured out buckets of tears.
That would have been a perfect intro. This thing's awesome.
I like.
And if you do that again, if you just put in that first part again, it'll give you something different.
All right, so I'm going to delete what it
generate.
I'm going to delete what it made up and then leave it and start it again. And I'm going to let it play out until it stops on its own.
Yeah, it'll stop on its own.
Sorry, guys, I'm learning new AI software. And welcome to High School Famous, the podcast. Generate text. Okay. This is weird.
Yeah.
Welcome to High School Famous. The podcast is in its 9th season and has been downloaded hundreds of thousands of times. Quote, we like the concept of sorting, of profiling young people who have really surprised us in life. End quote. Sean explains.
What? Maybe, wow. Maybe it like knows.
Heard me?
Or
maybe it knows me.
It might have heard you. Because of your phone. Because you're doing it on your phone.
It might have searched the internet for High School Famous.
Ooh.
And got my name from it.
That's crazy.
And my quote, we like the concept of sort of profiling young people who have really surprised us in life.
Is that a quote from you?
No, but according to this, it is.
Something you've said?
According to this is what I explained.
It took my quote from that one tweet I did one time.
No, that would be even weirder.
I mean, it's kind of a creepy thing to have said. too, profiling young.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of scary though that it was able to
pull your name.
Pull my name. Because what if anyone else just, I guess who cares? If someone knows about High School Famous, our names are on there, so it's not like this is hidden information.
Right.
Yeah, this could be, coincidentally.
I think we can have some fun with this thing.
Coincidentally, the historically significant Quails intro is the last one that I have written so far. So going forward, maybe I could.
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes a lot of the pressure off, because if we wanted to bring bad news back, which I think some people enjoyed. I mean, I don't know if we should do it every week, but
yeah, maybe not. No, not weekly.
Yeah, but if we bring it back every once in a while, it takes a lot of pressure off of having to write an entire story. It's like now I can just really make a punchy intro, just put everything I got into a great intro, and then just see what this AI is going to do.
Yeah, that would be fun. It would take a lot of pressure off, and it would be ultimately probably more entertaining because because
it'll be entertaining for us as the person writing it as well,
right? Not just because when you come up with it, you already know what the story is, and so when it comes time to read, I guess it's really only entertaining for the person reading it at that time. The old
and maybe like just me getting your, like, if you're reading the story I wrote, me getting your reaction from it is also enjoyable. But then it'll also be less predictable, because I think you and I have written stuff for each other a lot, or like just read a lot of each other's writing a lot, that we kind of like, oh yeah, this is where Sean's kind of going with it, or that's a total Sean joke. But this won't even necessarily be like trying to hit punchy jokes or like beef. It won't be us trying to be really funny for each other. It'll just be us seeing what the heck this AI is going to do,
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
Because I would never have come up with a sentence that was like they had to sleep off the effects of the sex.
No. No.
I would have never written something like that.
Well, you also wouldn't have turned a story about arsenic-infused cookies into someone praying for a baby to survive.
Yeah. Like complete 180 storytelling from this AI. It's great. I think it's fun, and I would love to keep using it more.
All right. Matt, you're going to vamp quick.
I'm going to vamp quick.
Vamp. Talk about stuff.
Oh, crap. This is not good for me. And that will conclude my 10-point discussion on how I intend to defeat Sean Tattoo.
Wonderful. I have to go back up. I think I'm going to have to just be out of here for now.
Okay. Well, we can just end this prematurely this week on that note.
Sorry, everyone, for the thing.
It happens. But yeah. So our takeaway for this episode is AI-generated stories are a plus. Yep. And we'll see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday. Bye.
Bye.
We are on TikTok now, which makes us even cooler. HS.Famous. Find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at HSFamousPod. Email us directly at highschoolfamous@gmail.com. We have Patreon too, but you'll never go there. Altogether, our hearts beat as one.